which I'm just literally adding the Nutella to it, and then it's all ready. Apart from that, we are ready to go. So today's going to be slightly different to what I planned. We got back a bit later from my niece's party, and I didn't have time to bake this cake in the morning because I was doing the 2-tier live, which some of you were on. So I didn't actually bake the layers until literally like 6 p.m. and then they had to cool. So they've been cooling until now and like in the fridge, and then I was making the buttercream, stuff like that. So we're only just starting it now. The lady isn't actually coming to get it until 12:30 tomorrow, so I've got loads of time. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do the crumb coat, and we're going to make as many fondant details as I can make, because certain things you can't necessarily make in advance if they need to be stuck onto the cake, because you don't want them to harden. They need to be like molded around the cake. So I've got to wait until I do the final coat, which I'm not going to do until tomorrow because it won't be set. If I'm crumb coating it now, it won't be set enough for me to do the final coat until the morning. So I'm going to do that in the morning. So I'll probably do another live in the morning. Literally, we've done so many lives. What is it? This is going to be the 3rd one. And then we'll have a 4th one tomorrow. So there's going to be a lot. But yeah, so I thought I'll finish decorating it tomorrow on a live so that you can see in the morning. And then she's going to come and get it at 12:30, so we've got plenty of time to finish it. And unlike this morning, I won't be doing a 2-tier cake, and I also won't be finishing off another cake, so it will be a lot more relaxed than this morning was. So yes, that is the plan. So we're literally just crumb coating, but everyone always asks to see how I stack and crumb coat, so I thought rather than doing a tutorial, I would just come on live, and then that hopefully will answer any questions that you guys have about crumb coating, because usually everyone has a lot of questions. Hi Danny, hi Anne, hi Freddie, Natalie, loving the lives. Thank you, Becky. I'm actually really liking doing them. I just have to have a lot going on to actually do them. But recently I just thought, even though I usually have multiple cakes at the weekend, I thought, why don't I just go on live? Like, I don't usually go on live, but this many times, but I thought, why not? So, I'm loving the lives too. Thank you. So, I got the churro frap at Starbucks. It was so good. I don't have a Starbucks near me. I need to try this drink out because everyone keeps going on about it, especially on these lives. So I need to try it so that I can input. I'm just going to mix the Nutella into this buttercream, so it's going to be a bit loud, but we'll literally need 5 minutes and then we're ready to go. I've got all my sponges here, so I'm going to show you how I cut them and also how I stack and then crumb coat. Defo worth the hype. Okay, I'll have to try it. So, did you contact KitchenAid about the noise of your mixer? I think you said you were going to. As you can probably guess, no, I have not, because I'm just terrible at doing things that are on my list. So yeah, you've just reminded me that I need to do that. It's the sort of thing where unless the machine's actually like broken and does not work, I'm not going to contact them anytime soon because I just forget and don't have the time. But yeah, I definitely need to do that because I do think there is something wrong with it. I just don't really know what. How much Nutella do you put in the buttercream? As usual, it's just done by eye. I literally just put it in there until it's the right colour, and also I do a taste test. So I'm going to get a spatula in a minute, which I actually have in front of me. We're just going to taste test, and then if it tastes like Nutella-y enough, then I will leave it, and if it doesn't taste like it's got enough in it, then I'll just add more. Yeah, that's literally it. Your niece is super cute. Thank you. She is adorable. Like, I know that I'm biased, but she is adorable. So yeah, I said to her, she got a new swing for her birthday, this like double swing, which is like massive. It's like a playground swing. She got this new swing and she was on it basically the whole day, apart from the bouncy castle. And I said to her, I was like, do you want to get a photo with your cake? And then she was like, yeah. So then we went over and we had those photos that you guys would have seen, and I was like tickling her to make her smile. But she is so adorable. But yeah, she loved it, and everyone there loved it. I can't remember how many people there were. I think there was about 25 people, and then there was kids as well. I think there was meant to be 30, but I feel like maybe there was less. I don't know. I counted a few, but then I kind of lost count. But yeah, like a lot of people came up to me and said how nice the cake was. So that's always nice because I'm at the party. It's different when I deliver a cake and then they say it's nice. But I also got messages from the lady that had the Bing cake. So you would have seen last night? Yeah, last night's live, which was the Bing cake. I literally have done that many lives that I'm like losing track. But the Bing cake, which was last night, she messaged me again today saying like, honestly, the cake was amazing. And she kept posting loads of photos of it and she was super proud. So again, like I was really, really happy with that one because obviously she was super happy with it. And I really like the design. I've never done a Bing cake before, so it's something that I've never even watched myself. So right, we're gonna have a little taste of, I don't think I need that much, but of this Nutella, just to make sure that it's like Nutella-y enough. Did you eat some of your cake? Of course I did. I had some of the Biscoff because it's my favourite, and there was also Victoria Sponge, and then I took a slice of each home. So I've got like a party size portion of each because I cut it all up because I know how to cut it, so I just cut it all up as well. And then they were like joking, saying, oh, the cake comes with delivery and cutting service, and I was like, no, it's just because everyone always wants to cut a cake into triangles and it just doesn't work. It ends up falling over, so you have to cut it in lines and then cut it into little like rectangles. That's just the easiest way to do it. So I was like, I'll do it because I know how to do it. So yes, we managed to cut it all up and I got some to take home, and everyone got party bags to take home, and then everyone actually ate some there as well. So yeah, it was super nice, but I loved the Biscoff. It was amazing, if I do say so myself. Yeah, it was definitely my favourite. Right, we need to try this, make sure. I ran out of cocoa powder. So I don't usually put cocoa powder in this, but I sometimes do if I want to make it like extra chocolatey. So I'm hoping that I don't need to put cocoa powder in it and I can just use the Nutella, because that's what I usually do, but I haven't done a chocolate Nutella in maybe like 2 weeks. So I can't remember if the last one I did it with just spread or not. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's never like the same recipe over and over, so yes. But yeah, got a little sliver. You can definitely taste the Nutella, so I don't think I need any more in the buttercream. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt the Nutella that is in the jar, and then I'm going to drizzle it in between each layer, because I think that's always nicer. And that's sometimes what I do, but again, it changes. So we're going to melt what's in this jar. So I'm going to quickly run and do that, and then I will be back. So we have our Nutella, and we have a bowl for the offcuts. So I cut off the tops of all my cakes. So I just literally trim. It means that they stay flat, and it also means that you can check that they're not undercooked, because you'll be able to see whether they're undercooked when you cut that off, whereas if you don't, then they could be undercooked, because you can sometimes put a skewer in and there is still a little bit of like raw batter, but it doesn't necessarily come off on the skewer, so you do have to always cut them to check. So I'm going to move that one over there. So I use a bread knife. I just find it's the easiest thing. So yeah, bread knife, and then spatula, and that's spatula, that's palette knife. I was getting so confused there. Bear with, I need to quickly check. So there we go. Right. All of your cakes look amazing. You inspire me so much. Hopefully someday I can have a great business like you. Oh, that was really sweet. Thank you. I'm sure that if you put enough hard work in, you will have a successful business. That's what I always like to think anyway. If you put in the hard work, then it should pay off eventually. Right, I am just scraping the beater so that we can then mix this all up. Right. Move our scales. To be fair, this is probably the only bit that I usually wear an apron for, because crumb coating I always find is a lot messier than decorating. I don't know why, but I always end up getting more rubbish on myself if I am crumb coating over my hair. Sorry, I'm checking my messages. Right, let's get into it. So I work my way up based on, so I cut a layer of cake as I'm stacking it, if that makes sense. I don't cut them all because you end up with loads of stuff everywhere, basically. This is a plain board cake, so I either need to cover this board, or I don't know if anyone's done this, but I was curious because it has a white base but it has a silver base. I wondered, could I literally just turn it that way and then use the white base as my white board? Would that work? And yes, I did just put the Nutella jar in the microwave. Just make sure it's got no foil on it. As you can see around the edge, there's no gold foil. If you obviously put the foil in there, then it's gonna like explode in your microwave, so don't do that. But yeah, what's the consensus? Do we think I need to cover this, or should I just use the white side? The white side is like a cardboard, so I don't know if it would soak up the moisture. I think I might cover it because it's just quick. Did your niece like her cake? Absolutely loved it. Thank you for asking, Susie. We're going to cover this board. So we're going to use, you reckon all good? Is that to my, you think cover? The only thing that I'm worried about, as much as I would like to just leave it, I'm worried that because it's cardboard, on the other side, so this side is cardboard, I'm worried that as soon as the cake's on that side, it's just going to get really moist, and then there'll be like, you know, when there's moisture marks on a like paper board, so I feel like it won't work basically. So I'm just going to cover it because it will take me 2 seconds. So I'll pan you down so that you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just using the glitter. As you can see, it's white, but it's got like a slight shimmer in it, and it's just contact paper. You get it off Amazon, and it is my go-to. So I'm just lining it up, and then once I've got my scissors out, I need something to weigh it down. There we go. Sorry, there's loads of questions. I'm going to use my cleaning bottle to hold down one side. This is so random, but what do you think your next piercing / tattoo is? I've already got quite a few tattoos kind of lined up. I just need to actually find an artist that I want to do them, because it's a very, like, it's so easy to find a tattoo. It's way harder to actually find someone that you want to do it. So that's what I'm trying to work out. I want one going around my wrist. I want to make this into kind of like a doodle sleeve. I don't know if anyone will know what that means, but it's not solid. There isn't like solid colour. It'll be, I want some wildflowers around my wrist, and then like lots of little things, which then kind of make up a sleeve, but they're little, so they don't look as like aggressive as a sleeve. Because just personally, I don't like a full solid sleeve on a girl, but that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, if you like sleeves, then that is like completely up to you. But yeah, I think that they're a little too harsh on me, so I want one that is a little bit kind of softer. I'm almost cutting through my mat. So yes, I am planning to try and organise that. But there's about 5 different like pieces to that design, so like 5 different small elements that I need to get done before it would actually look finished. But yeah, I just need to decide on someone to do it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't the silver bit be a bit slippery as it's so smooth? The silver bit has texture on it, as you can see. This bit is very, very smooth. This is cardboard, whereas the silver is like a foil. So this doesn't soak up the moisture, whereas the cardboard does. So if I was to get this wet, then you would get loads of watermarks. So that's the only reason why I'm going to cover it, because I don't think that it would be kind of like moisture proof from the cake. So we're just going to cover it. I normally just use the silver side. I usually use the silver side if I'm covering it, and that means like covering it with buttercream. So if I'm doing a buttercream covered board, then I use the silver side. But if I'm doing a plain board, which this one is, where it's got like a few sprinkles on the board but nothing else, then I always cover them white. So basically someone gets a white board unless it's covered in buttercream. So if you're watching like this morning's live or last night's live, you would have seen that those 2 cakes, the actual board was covered in buttercream, so then we wouldn't have bothered to cover it. But yeah, I just personally don't like the silver, so I always cover it in white if I'm actually not covering it with buttercream, basically. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not a perfect circle, but I'm going to cut that bit because it is annoying me. But you just cut lots of slits, basically, all the way around. Super easy. Do you know Cake Decorating Co. sell already whiteboards? Yes, but they are more expensive, which is why I cover them myself. I believe they're about £2 each, whereas the silver boards are 75p. So it's more cost effective to buy, I think it's like 30 meters of this white contact paper and then just cover them yourself, because you only use about 30 centimeters. Like this is about 30 centimeters worth of contact paper, so it's more effective to cover them yourself. I don't mind because it doesn't take very long. If it took ages, then I wouldn't bother. And also the whiteboards usually aren't in stock, so even if I did want to buy them, I couldn't. Right, so it should look like this with all these little flaps And then you are just going to literally pick anywhere and peel off the bit that makes it not sticky. So I do this in half. So you peel off half of it first, stick half of your board down, and then you do the other half. Otherwise, this starts to curl, as you can see it already is. And if you peel off too much, then it just all sticks together in a massive ball. So you have to peel off about a third to half, and then you can actually stick it down. So, like so. And then I start sticking all these down, the ones that are like open. That one's a little bit wonky. There we go. Yeah, Jilly, that's what I was trying to get at. I reckon that it would have given me grease stains, like kind of like water stains, basically. Right, what we're going to do is you then just work your way backwards. So make sure that you're sticking as you go. And then this corner just needs taking off. So then you just literally peel as you go. And then make sure that it's all nice and flat. And then literally just stick all the little flaps down, and then you're ready to go. You want to make sure that the flaps are nice and long. I have done them shorter than this before, but I found that the odd one does peel back, whereas if you do them long enough like this, there is like no chance that they are coming unstuck. Right, so white covered board, as you can see that's where the white base was, but that's what it looks like. So it's nice and smooth. It makes it super easy to crumb coat, because when you're scraping around the board it's on a completely flat surface, so it's really, really nice. So get rid of all of the junk. So I need my piping bags. What kind of breadcrumbs are you putting on this one? I'm gonna not answer that. Me and Max have a running joke that I breadcrumb cakes, not crumb coat. All the fellow bakers will know what I'm doing, but Max obviously doesn't. So board ready, put your non-slip mat on, and we're going to start crumb coating basically. So if anyone was looking for that tutorial, make sure you start taking notes now. So we need piping bags. I don't know where I've put them. I literally don't know where I've put stuff. It's because I went out earlier, so I just shoved everything in a drawer, and now I don't know where anything is. I don't know where they've gone. Oh, they're literally right there. They're literally right by. I like the apron, thank you. It's really dirty because I literally use the same apron. Anyone that joined yesterday's live will know that I don't think I wore it last night, but I didn't wear it this morning. But yeah, it's super dirty. Hi Samantha, it's your morning. What time is it? I think we discussed this earlier. Again, anyone that was on the morning one, I think all the Australians were saying how early it was going to be when they were joining this live. I think the only person we're missing is Verity. Is that right? And I think there's a Catherine as well that was on this live this morning, who was on about joining, but I think it's a bit early for some people. 6:41. You're crazy. The fact that you actually are up watching me is just baffling. Right. We have our Nutella buttercream, and we've also got the melted Nutella. So just shove it in a piping bag. Again, you don't need a nozzle. It's 4:41. Natalie, are you crazy? Like, I would not be up at 4:41 watching someone decorate a cake. I'd just wait until I was up. You're here. Oh, hi, Catherine. Are you in England, Catherine? Or are you also abroad? For some reason, I also thought that you were abroad. I don't know if that's right or not. Right. I'm going to go with that because I don't think we need all of it. I wouldn't have been up this crazy until I had a kid. He woke me up. Of course, that makes complete sense. Different states. Oh, that makes sense as well. I've been sick. Oh, I'm sorry. That doesn't sound very nice. I hope you feel better soon. Have you tried to make Italian meringue buttercream? I used to do American buttercream, but now I always do Italian. I kind of steer clear of the meringue. Isn't that, the Italian meringue is egg whites, isn't it? Just because, I don't know, this is easy for me, and that probably sounds really lazy, but yeah, it's just so easy to mix butter and icing sugar together rather than like complicating it and doing something different. And also, no one's ever asked for it. If anyone asked for a different type of buttercream, then maybe I would try it, but literally no one's ever asked, so I just don't change it. I'm just trying to make a little bit more room here because we've got so much rubbish on the side that there is literally no room for me to move you guys around. Right. Move you back a little bit. Right. You'll be able to see, I think. You're in England, Midlands. I don't know why I thought that you were abroad as well. Yeah, I thought that you were abroad. It's so fascinating about the different time zones in the US because it's so big. Yeah, that is one thing that is so confusing to me. Some of the time zones are so different. Are you going to do another festival soon? There are none, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, there aren't any festivals on until next year, probably. You can't actually see what I'm doing, I don't think. Oh, you can, don't worry. Yeah, there aren't any festivals until next year. I've got a concert next year, which I'm going to, which I've already booked. But I don't have any festivals booked as of yet. I will be, though. I think I might do, if it's a good lineup, I might do Reading, which I did this year, but I might do the whole weekend, but stay in a hotel because you will not catch me staying in a tent ever because it is not very nice at all. It's egg whites. You whip them with some cream of tartar, a pinch of salt, pour in heated simple syrup and cook the egg whites. Then you soften the butter and flavouring. As much as that sounds really lovely, and I don't want to sound like really blunt, but it also sounds like a lot of work for me personally. So that's why I probably wouldn't do it. I also don't know how that would work. Are there any ingredients in it that have to be kept in the fridge? Because again, a lot of my customers like to leave their cakes out if possible. So it's a lot easier for me to make buttercream, American buttercream, without any milk or water. And then it means that I can just advise them that it doesn't need to stay in the fridge. It can stay at room temperature and that's perfectly fine. Whereas if you start adding cream or milk, then it will go off. So it seems so intimidating at first, but it's much less hassle for me. My powdered sugar used to get everywhere when making American buttercream. It does, like it gets everywhere and it really annoys me. However, if that's like the only problem about it, which for me it is, then I don't find it too bad. I just have to like mop the floors and wipe all the sides down. It's not too much. The taste is very whipped cream-like, a lot less sweet than traditional buttercream. I don't know, what would you compare it to unsalted butter? Because I use salted, so mine is like naturally a lot less sweet. But I don't know. And does it set hard as well? Like, if it's really smooth, does it set hard? Because I quite like that American buttercream sets hard, because for transportation and like longevity out of the fridge, it's a lot easier when things set hard, because then if someone touches it, you don't have to worry that they're going to dent it. I can't spell tonight. I meant Australia. I was a little bit confused for a second, Natalie. I was thinking, where is that place that you're on about? How do you get stiff enough buttercream for cupcakes? You literally just keep adding icing sugar. Like, I literally just keep adding until it is stiff enough. It's all based on texture, so you just keep adding until it's the consistency that you want. No cream or milk. Oh, okay. So can the eggs be left out? Because it's egg whites. Or is that a really stupid question? I just have no idea. I haven't made it, but I'm pretty sure you use less sugar. So using salted butter isn't needed. Okay. I find it tastes better with unsalted butter, but you add 1/4 teaspoon of salt per batch. When I use salted, it tastes too salty. I used to use only salted for my American buttercream. Yeah, I use only salted for my American buttercream. I don't ever use unsalted, just because I find that it's way too sweet. I need this one. It sets very nicely, but still remains smooth and creamy. It's really great. I might have to try it, because as long as it sets hard, I don't mind. But I just don't want it to set too soft, because then someone might just put their finger through it and like damage the design. I like it to set really hard so I don't have to worry about people damaging it. I'm the same with tents. I went to Reading back in 2006 and we totally got a hotel for the weekend. Yeah, I've been in a tent once and I would not do it again. And also, everyone this year that I spoke to that stayed in tents said that they got robbed. So I don't want to be robbed. So again, I'm going to probably stay in a hotel. And also, it means that you can go back at midnight, sleep in a nice bed, get up the next day, get ready for like 2 p.m. and then leave. It's like the best thing ever. So why would I stay in a tent if I can stay in a hotel? They can be left out because the egg whites are cooked with the simple syrup. Ah, okay. Got ya. I'm following now. When making buttercream, do you leave your butter at room temperature? And if so, for how long? I get it out if I'm doing it in the evening. So like today, I'm making this buttercream in the evening. I got my butter out this morning. And then if I'm making it in the morning, I get it out the night before. So I make sure that it's got plenty of time. It also depends on the weather. Like currently the weather's pretty rubbish, so it isn't gonna melt your butter quick enough. So you have to leave it out for a pretty long time. But usually if it's a hot day, you could get it out literally like an hour before and it'll already be melted by the time you actually get to it. Yes, try it. You'll love it. People actually say it's the best frosting to use for cake decorating. Oh, okay. You're really selling me on it. So I'm definitely going to have to try it. Is there a high risk of food poisoning if the egg whites don't cook properly? Sorry if that's really stupid. That's kind of what I was getting at. I want to get this out without actually cutting it, because then I'm going to set off all the crumbs. I find Swiss meringue buttercream consistency is hard to handle when you colour it. So is that the same? I thought someone said it was Italian. Is that the same? Swiss meringue is the same as Italian meringue. Because I always hear people say Swiss meringue. There we go. You can use a thermometer to check it's the right temperature and cooked properly. See, knowing me, I'd end up undercooking it. You have to cook the simple syrup to a specific temperature in order to ensure the egg whites are cooked through. I use a candy thermometer. I need to give this a try and see whether it's easier. And then if it is, then I might move over to it. Right. I left my butter out on a very hot day and the buttercream didn't turn out how I expected it to be. What brand do you use and what brand of icing sugar do you use? I literally just use any salted butter. I use Country Fields, I've used Lurpak, I've used just like the Tesco's one. I literally just use whichever. So yeah, I don't think that would be the issue. I feel like if it's too soft on a hot day, then your buttercream isn't going to be stiff enough. So I would say on a hot day, you don't want to leave it out for a long time. I don't know how long you left it out for, but I would say on a hot day, you probably don't want to leave it out longer than about an hour, because usually it will just start to turn to kind of like an oily liquid, which you don't want. Italian and Swiss have the same ingredients but different methods. Okay. I haven't tried either, so I feel like I should probably try both before judging. I wouldn't say it's easier, but it tastes better. And once you're used to it, it's not any harder. Okay. Yeah, as long as I can get used to it and it's not too like difficult or like faffy to make, then I wouldn't mind using it. But like I say, American buttercream is so easy for me to make that it's whether it's any more hassle, basically. I think it's quite easy, but a lot of people mess it up because they haven't whipped the egg whites till the bowl is room temperature before adding the butter. This is just going straight over my head. I feel like I'll have to try it myself because I feel like I'm just going to get so confused by all the like different like things talking about it. But it sounds a little complicated, but I feel like I could get used to it. Swiss meringue is less daunting. Yeah, I mean, I will try both of them at some point and then maybe compare them to American buttercream and see whether I like it anymore. What brand of cake pans do you use and how tall are they? I use PME, and that is because they always bake perfectly. So I just don't use anything else. They're between like £5 and £10 each. They're like the pricier side of cake pans, but they are well worth it. I've probably got about maybe 12 PME tins. No. I think I might have 15 because I have some 10-inch ones. But yeah, they're very much worth it. This is a 4-inch tool one. Then you have the 3-inch tool. This has the open base. This does not. I would definitely recommend the open base way more. However, don't fill it too high because as you can see, it's slanted at the side. So then you'll get a cake that goes outwards. So as long as you don't fill it too high, then the actual sides don't slant out. But yeah, those are 6-inch ones. And then I've got 4-inch, 10 and 8 as well. Who would have thought buttercream would cause such controversy? That is very funny, Freddie. I know, I always get asked what I use, and every time I'm just like, oh, American buttercream. And then I think people are shocked. I think people expect me to, not that you guys do, I'm not on about you, but like, I think other people expect me to have tried other ones because I get people asking me for advice on like what the best buttercream is. And I'm just like, I have no idea because I literally only use one. But that's just because it's easy and I'm boring. Right. What we're going to do is we're going to shove this in the fridge because it's very bouncy. So before I do the final layer, I want it to be less bouncy, basically. So it needs a little bit of fridge time and then we can get it back out. So we will do the outside coat in a second. So there's so much information on how to make all these buttercreams. I'm just trying to read through it all. I tried Swiss meringue buttercream once. It was smooth and silky, but a little too silky for me. I have a thing about texture. I'm the same, and American buttercream is faster for me to make. I think that's going to be the thing with me. I like silky buttercream, but I don't like it to be soft to the point where it's not going to take the weight of the cake, because a lot of the time my cakes are so tall that they are very heavy. So yeah, it just depends whether it will take the weight, really. I've tried it all. American buttercream is easier to handle, although it's the most messy. I would agree, it is so messy. However, I have a feeling it's probably going to be the easiest one to do. Jilly, I have supposedly blocked them. Don't worry, I think. So hopefully they don't come back. I need, like, you know, which is worrying. I did not watch Strictly. Freddie, you'll be happy to hear that Jules did watch Strictly. And she said that it was really good, but I need to catch up on it. I also need to watch Bake Off. Does it start Tuesday? Everyone keeps, I think everyone said it was either Tuesday or Thursday. I know I keep asking. I literally asked last night and the night before, but I need to make sure that I know the exact time that it is coming on, because otherwise I'm going to miss it, because I can't miss it. That is the one that I don't want to miss. Like, Strictly I can catch up on. Strictly is every weekend, isn't it? And is Bake Off every week, I think. So we are gonna finish the crumb coat, and then we're gonna start on the fondant things, just because I want to make sure that the crumb coat's finished before I do anything else. There's quite a few more people in the live today. At one point it said 35, and then my signal went, which kicked a load of people out. But yeah, usually there isn't that many. Usually it's in the 20s. It's Tuesday. Very happy to hear that it's Tuesday. Maybe put it on your fridge calendar. See, this is why you're here, Freddie, because I can't remember to do things. So it's Tuesday. Is it out of sync for anyone? It probably is. It probably is out of sync because we lost signal. So what is it? Bake Off. Does anyone know what time? It's probably 9, but we saw your Bake Off with your mum. You need to do one with your followers. I do. I was thinking maybe I could do like a Skype one. So like, yeah, I don't know if that would work signal wise, or if they record themselves and then I put it all together. I'm not quite sure how it would work. But yeah, there will be a vlog with a local baker. 8. Okay, I'm going to put 8 down, and hopefully it'll be 8 p.m. And then Strictly is on Saturdays and Sundays, is that right? Just so I can write it on here. 8 p.m, okay. So, that's written on the calendar, so fingers crossed I won't forget. Yeah, I'm going to that cake and bake show that I was mentioning in another live. I'm going to it with a local baker. She's like amazing. She's been going longer than me, but her cakes are amazing. But she's in the same town as me, so I'm going with her, and I think I'm going to vlog it. So, yeah, you guys will get to see that, and there'll be like a haul and everything of everything I buy. But maybe I'll do, I mean, it would be good to do something with you guys, but if I can't, because of like you're too far away or something like that, if we can't do it over Skype, then I might see if I can do it with like local bakers, like people that are near me. Then maybe they could either like do it at their house. I don't really know how it would work. But yeah, I need to figure that out. It's whether I can do it over Skype and it be good enough quality. There's a guy on Strictly that won Cake Off, combining of the two. That's interesting. I need to check who that is. What day are you going? I'm going on the Sunday the 3rd, which is actually really bad because basically I need to not say it really, really loud, but my mum organised a party for my dad's birthday, and it's like a big birthday. I'm making the cake for it, and I booked the cake and bake show for the same day as his party. So I'm like the worst daughter ever, basically. The cake is his gift, so I feel like he's still going to get a gift, but I'm not going to be there. So I think we're trying to move it to the Saturday. But yeah, so that's rubbish. I booked it for the same day just because I didn't think. So yeah, that's what's happening on the 3rd of October. But if anyone's there, then just message me on Instagram, because I would happily like meet people while I'm there. If you want to come say hi, feel free. But yeah, because I'm going to be there anyway, so I don't mind. So yes, you'll be there on... I'll be there on the Sunday too. Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, well just let me know. Obviously, like on the actual day, let me know, because otherwise I'm not going to remember now. But yeah, if anyone that is there on that day messages me, I'm going to be there from like probably the whole day, so like 10 till 5. Then just message me, and then obviously we can like see where you are, because I'm going with a baker, but I feel like you can just make more like cake friends and just like either walk around for the day together, or even if you did separate, I don't really mind. So yeah, that's why I was thinking that I can meet people there. I'd love to go, but it's too far from me. It's in London. Aren't you in Midlands? Am I being really silly? Because I'm in like Buckinghamshire. So for me, it's like 2 hours to get there. Yeah. Are you... Right. We're going to finish the crumb coat. I really hope my mum is surprising me. She keeps talking about it, so I'm really sus. Do you have any siblings? Because you could like, or like, could you ask, like, if your dad's there, could you ask your dad just to say like, I want to go to this. If someone's going to buy it for me, then just let me know so I don't buy a ticket. That's usually what I do. If I want to go to something, or like I'm planning to book something, then I always kind of hint about it. I'm like, is someone going to purchase this for me? Because if so, I won't buy it. But if they're not going to, then let me know. And then usually they'll give me a heads up. So then at least that way you'll have an idea, and then they might say, yes, they are buying it for you. It spoils the surprise, but what you don't want is it not to be that, and then you haven't got a ticket. What is the event called? It's called the Cake and Bake Show, and it's at the XL London. My brother and dad won't get the memo. Typical blokes. Maybe just ask them bluntly. Just say, I want to go to this. I want to make sure that mum isn't buying it for me. Please, can you check? Because otherwise, yeah, like I say, you don't want it to get to your birthday and she doesn't give it to you. And then you're like, oh, damn, like, I should have just bought it myself. So yeah, you don't want that to happen, because that's the worst. Plant the seed in their heads. Exactly. That's what you got to do. Like, I'm very smart about these things. Like, when you got 6 siblings, you have to say when you want something. So I used to always have to hint about certain things that I wanted for, like, birthdays, Christmas. because then you got to make them remember. So it's 2.5 hours for me. I would travel on the train, but because of COVID, I'm still wary. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want you to tell you to do anything that you're not comfortable with. However, I have been on the train quite a lot recently to London, and I didn't find it bad at all. The tubes were like busy, but they kind of always are. But you can wear a mask. I haven't got COVID since going. And I think it also depends if you're double vaxxed. If you're not, then maybe be aware of it, but I am, so that's why I'm not so worried. And also maybe see if you can get like another form of transport. So what do you call it, like maybe you can get a bus or something, or like a Uber, I don't know, because trains always take longer. Like a train that would take me 2.5 hours, it would only take me maybe like 1.5 hours to drive. So you might be able to get like a taxi if you didn't want to get a train. I don't know. You have 6 siblings. Where in the lineup are you? I'm last. I am the youngest of all of the siblings. And there are 4 boys and 2 other girls apart from me. A simple bake-off could be you have a cake spec with a picture, then you and 5 of your followers have to replicate it, and the other followers pick a winner. That is a very good idea. I'm just trying to work out how many like episodes you would do, that kind of thing. Would you do like, yeah, because would you be able to fit that all in one video? That's what I'm trying to work out. Because I mean, like a TV show is like an hour long, so we would have to make it into an hour with that many people and a lot of baking. I feel like it's doable, but yeah, I need to work out the logistics of it. I don't know if it's coming to Scotland. What, the cake and bake show? Is that what you're on about? I think it's just in London. Do you sell those cake boards? No, I buy them off of Cake Decorating Co. and then I cover them. I'm double vaccinated, but I'm still worried. It would be worth it though. I love Cake International at the NEC. Have you ever been? I don't think I have. I've been to a like knitting and stitching show which had a cake show in it, if that makes sense, but it wasn't really a cake show. It had a few like, it had a cake decorating competition basically where people brought their cakes and then they marked them, but apart from that there was no tutorials, there was no cake stuff that you could buy, so in that sense it wasn't very good. But obviously that wasn't like the main purpose of that day, so it kind of made sense. But yeah, apart from that I haven't been to anything that is cake related. How long did it take you to make your cake business? I've only been doing it for, what is it? We're in September, so I've been doing it for 1 year and 2 months. Right, we're almost done on the crumb coat. You'd be in your element at Cake International, but I don't think it's on anytime soon as far as I know. Yeah, I haven't seen anything about it. The only thing I know about Cake International is that they affiliate loads of people. I've seen loads of bakers where they're like affiliated by it, where they've been trading like so long that they've got some kind of like affiliate thing with Cake International. I don't really know how it works, but that's the only reason I know what it is. Cupcake International was taking place in November, maybe wrong. I've got no idea. Maybe everyone else might know. We're slanting a little bit. There we go. Right. This is a very rough crumb coat, if I say so myself. There we go. That was close. I nearly dropped a whole bowl of buttercream on the floor. Right. I just want to get this in the fridge because it's so wobbly. Just did a little turny turn to make sure that it was all fine. We're going to move over there because we need to start on the fondant. If I can unplug my phone. There we go. Everyone's here for Jules. My phone is so wonky and my hands are covered in chocolate, so ignore that as well. You can just look at the plants for a second. Right, board. We need our fondant. That are so, oh my god, this is getting out of hand, I think. Samantha said, I just made a business Instagram yesterday and I ordered business card stickers, cake boxes. It's scary. It's very exciting though when you start. It's like so exciting when you actually like start ordering everything and it feels real. Have you watched new episodes of Blank Education? It's so good. I think I know what you're talking about. I haven't. But people have told me to watch it, so I think I need to watch it. 5th to the 7th of November, we're away. That's when I'm in Cyprus, so we won't be able to go to that, unfortunately. Hey Jules, hi Freddie, Mama Jules. Jules could be the judge for Bake Off. This is where I was on about it might be getting out of hand. We're planning ahead quite a lot here. That is an option. However, I think you guys should be worried that she might be biased because she's obviously my mother. So it's whether she would pick me over everyone else. Right, I need to wash my hands. And then we're going to attempt to make these fondant bits. I'm really not looking forward to it, but we're going to try. Right. Icing sugar. Right, sharp knives, edible glue, Tylo powder, smoother, and kitchen towel. What else do I need? You need a hand towel to go under your board so that it doesn't move around. So, what's your buttercream recipe / ratio? It looks so soft. Today it was particularly soft, a bit too soft, which was why it was moving around loads, and that's because of the Nutella, which is why I was like, I'm just going to put it in the fridge, because as soon as it's in the fridge it'll be fine, but until then it was just moving around so much that I just did not want to deal with it. So I always do 2 blocks of butter, just out of habit. I just make 2 blocks of butter. I never usually do 1 block. So that's 500 grams, and I usually do 500 to 750 grams of icing sugar. So it's roughly 1 to 1.5 ratio. A good video idea could be Jules Guesses Baking Products, where you blindfold her and you hand her random baking products and she has to guess. That is a very good idea, and I am definitely taking that as a note. So if Jules is still in the chat, then she can say whether or not she's going to do it. But yeah, I think that is a very, very good idea. I like that. I could really make that difficult. So yeah, I would be very good at making that difficult, because I would just pick things that she has literally never seen. But yeah, so she's probably going to end up having a look around my kitchen to make sure that she knows what's in here. So I need to find a photo of this creature that I'm making. I think it's called Poke Digger 1. If anyone's into Roblox, you know what I'm on about. Here we go. yeah, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, should be interesting. I'm gonna make a simplified version. That was what I told her, so fingers crossed it looks okay. We're only doing a half body, so I've just got to do the t-shirt up. So yeah, we're just gonna have a go basically, and fingers crossed it goes well. I need, what do I need? T-shirt cutter. I'm just trying to find my cookie cutter. I think I'm going to go with that. Looks very small. But what I might do is cut it and then roll it out. So cut it out thick and then roll it out a little bit to make it a bit bigger. Such a great idea. Lol, as long as I don't have to taste anything. I think you've set yourself up there, because that is also a very good idea. Maybe we do 2 parts. Like the first part of the video is a tasting section, and then the other part of it is like handling products. I'm literally just cutting the fondant, so don't worry, you're not missing anything. I'm literally just cutting it and then I'm gonna colour it. I think I'm gonna draw on the face. I'm gonna show you what we're going for. This is what I've signed myself up for. This guy. And we're not doing the sloth, and we're also only doing a half body. So we will see. Hopefully it looks good. So, you know what I'm going to type in? Fondant. Gosh, I'm so tired. There is none. Yeah, there is none. That looks so unbelievably hard. Honestly, why have I signed myself up for this? Yeah. I mean, the fondant ones that I've seen don't look that hard, so fingers crossed it's easier than it looks. And I've got a little t-shirt cutter, so I'm literally going to cut a t-shirt out using this little cookie cutter, and then cut some stripes, put the stripes on it. I think it's the hair. The hair is going to be the hardest bit, I think. So yeah, fingers crossed. And I need to make the colours match. But you know what happened? So they ordered the cake and they had a female character. Super easy, like literally just like black hair, black dress. And I was like, super easy. And then they've sent me him, and because he's got all the fancy hair, I have to do like individual strands, so it looks a bit more complicated. And obviously they'd already paid for the cake, so I was like, yeah, I can do a different character. And then like obviously when I'm coming to make it, I'm realizing that it might be a little more difficult than I initially thought. So we're just colouring the fondant, so we will probably start in like 10 minutes, but I'm just colouring. I've cut it into little squares, which is actually very satisfying. So we're gonna start with brown for his hair, and then I need to try and make a skin colour. So I'm just using dark brown colour splash for this. And yeah, I think I'm gonna draw his face on because I have a black pen, like a food pen. So I think I'm gonna draw that on because that's probably easiest. So it's really just the t-shirt, the arms, the head and the hair that I need to do, which makes it sound not that difficult, but it's gonna be difficult. I already know. As long as the person can find the resemblance, then we're all right. I just don't want them to be like, what character is that? I've got no idea. As long as they don't think that, then we're fine. Right, we've done the brown. Brown is done. So now I'm going to do the blue. So we're using Pro Gel Baby Blue. And just colouring the same as the last one. And then I think for the skin, I've got a colour called Soft Caramel, and I've got another one called Koala, which is kind of like a goldy brown, which I think if you use the tiniest bit, it might be a good skin colour mixed with the Soft Caramel. So that's what we're going to try, because the skin colour of the character is kind of like a light cream, like a creamy brown. So we will see. Fingers crossed. So this blue is actually like the perfect match. So I'm just going to finish mixing that so it's got no streaks, and then we'll use that. And also I need, again, a yellowy kind of colour for the stripes on the top, because it has stripes on it. They wanted him wearing that particular outfit, which I was glad, because some of the other outfits that this character wears look really difficult to make. And we also need to make some stars. So we've got our blue. We also need to make some stars for the cake. And what else? We need to make a name and a number, which I'm going to double check on the cake, because I think that they don't need to go on. So like there's bricks on it which need to go on in the morning, because they will be like laid onto the buttercream, so they need to curve around the cake so they can't harden at all. But the name I think can harden, because it will just be stuck on the front of the cake. So I think I can get away with making that in advance. We will see. I'm going to try. So this, I can't tell whether this is going to be a good skin colour, or maybe, yeah, it might be. So I'm using the Soft Caramel on its own, just into white, and it's making like quite a good skin colour. It's a bit pale. I might need to add a little bit more so that he's not so pale. I don't know if you can see, we've got the light from this. Yeah, so it's like a kind of creamy skin colour. It needs a little bit more colour so that he's not so pale. And then we need more of a yellowy colour for the stripes on the top. So a little bit darker. us creators generally wing it and it works out. Fingers crossed it does, because fondant is not usually my forte. So hopefully I haven't bitten off more than I can chew and it looks good. Can you scissor the hair into peaks? That is a good idea. I might have to try that. This is where the pasta machine would be handy. Yeah, it probably would be actually. However, I think that it's a bit more 3D than that. I'm planning to do it a little bit 3D, so I feel like the pasta maker might have been a little bit too thin of slices. So I don't know if it would work or not for this guy. Right, I can't tell whether, I think that's a bit too orange now. I don't know, that looks a little bit too orange for me. Like, look at it compared to my skin. I'm gonna add a little bit of white back into it, I think, because it looks a bit too dark now. We don't want him to be like orange. No to mix the colours. Yes, got ya. I'm following now. Yeah, it would be, because we're back mixing the colours by hand again. Still looks a little orangey, but he's quite orangey. So I think we're gonna go with this. I've only got to make his head and his arms, so I'm hoping that this goes well. So that is the orange. Then we need this yellowy colour, so I need my yellow. So we've got his skin colour, so the only other colour we need is this yellow. Deja vu. So I need to cut out some stars, and I'm just trying to figure out how I can cut them out because I can't find my cutter. I also need a drink really badly. So I might have to make a drink in a minute. It is currently 10:40. From the rainbow. Could you make the bricks and position them around a cake dummy just so that you can make them in advance and not worry about them hardening straight? That is a good idea. I think I only have an 8-inch cake dummy. I don't know if that'll be a problem. Colour matching is so hard, honestly. It's very annoying. The ideas some of these people are so incredible. I'd never think of these things. To be fair, I might try putting them on a cake dummy. 8-inch is going to be very similar to 6 because by the time... could use the cake tin. That's a good idea. Because by the time I've got the buttercream on the cake, it goes from a 6-inch to like a 7-inch anyway. So I feel like it'd be very similar. Or use the cake tin. Yes, I think we may use the cake tin. That is a good idea. So we're going to add a little bit of yellow. Jinx. We're going to add a little bit of yellow to this white, and then we're going to start. Fingers crossed. It goes well, hopefully. I would like to be done within the next hour. Like to be done by midnight, because I'm going to have to get up early and finish the cake. So she's collecting at 12:30. So I'm thinking get up. Even if I started... Oh, actually, yeah. I just remembered I told my sister that I would do these walks with her because we're just trying to be like more active, and the walk is at 6:30 a.m. So I'm going to be up at 6:30 tomorrow, so I will be up early to finish this anyway. But yeah, and then literally as soon as that cake is collected, I think I might like go to bed, because I did the live last night, I did the live this morning, and then I'm doing another live tonight, and then I'm doing another live tomorrow morning. So it's very, very tiring, all these lives. So yeah, I'm trying to make this yellow a bit duller because it's very, very lemony. I've got school and homework. Is that tomorrow morning or now? Because it's 11 p.m. So if you have school tomorrow, you're already up a bit late. I made the yellow, it's a bit more dull now. I didn't want it so like luminous. Right. Let's see how far we get with this. So, you're spoiling us, I know, trust me, at my own detriment, because I am so tired. But yeah, I'm going to go to bed at midnight, and then I'm going to have to get up at 6:30 for a long walk, and then I'm going to have to tidy the kitchen, and then we'll probably go live around 8:30, because then that gives me... It'll only take me 5 minutes to do the final coat on the cake. It's more the fondant details that I'll be adding on, which will take the time. So yes, right. There you go. Bird's eye view. Right. Let's have a go. I need my rolling pin. I'm going to make a drink quickly because I'm just going to make a juice because I need something. Right. I think what I'm going to do is make the body first, because then I can wrap the t-shirt on the body. That's what I'm thinking. He's a bit wide. So and then I need his arms. He's got really big arms as well. Something just popped in my kitchen. I do not know what it is. I've been craving a vegan pork pie for so long. It's all I wanted. Did you have one? Because you mentioned it last night. I had pesto pasta tonight from Tesco's, because I much prefer the Tesco's Finest one to the one that I make myself. It's just so much better. Like covered in Parmesan, it's great. And I had that after the buffet that I had at the party. I know someone asked about the party earlier, and I think I skipped over it because I was reading comments, but yes, it was very good, the party that I had today for my niece's birthday, and there was a massive buffet, so I was just eating buffet food all day. It was great. How do I make his hands? Because his hands are really weird. Those arms are really long. I don't think they're meant to be that long. No, you ran out. Oh no. Well, yeah, then you need to have one, Freddie. I might cut these with the, because he's got funny hands, so I might just cut it. He's got like a claw hand. His hand is literally like that. Although that looks really weird now, but that's what his hand looks like. Okay, that doesn't look terrible. And then if we put the t-shirt, his arms look really big compared to his body, but again, the photo, his arms look really big. So we're just gonna roll with it. So we're just gonna move that there. Okay, it may work. It may work. Wow. Guys, I don't work with fondant, so this is shocking to say the least. Right, I'm gonna cover him in ice and sugar, place his body down, and then before I do anything else, I need to stick his arms to his body so that he doesn't move around. I'm just making I can see the chat. So I'm just using a little bit of edible glue, and I'm just gonna, oh, that's got black paint on it. We don't want to use that. New one, right. Still got black paint on it. Why Why have all my brushes got black paint on them? I literally washed them all. They should not. There we go. To be fair, you're not going to see that anyway, but still. And then a little bit on this side. And then I'm going to put it on here because obviously we're going to stick the t-shirt to the body and the arms. So I'm just putting a little bit on here so that when I actually put the t-shirt on there, it then sticks. And then what I'm going to do is just mold it around the body, as you can see. Maybe this isn't going to be as hard as I thought. Am I speaking too soon? So I'm just like kind of dragging it so it goes down the sides and you can't see the skin colour that we've just done. Then what I'm going to do just make sure it's covering at the sides. And then I'm just creating some grooves where his arms are, just so that it looks a bit more normal. That like he's got like lines where his arms would be. Not just like one big torso, if that makes sense. And then it means I can push his arms back in. And he's still got that like torso detail. Oh, he looks so cute already. I'm just hoping his head looks good. What's that, Freddie? I would never have guessed that, the edible glue. I'm not following. Hi, Gemma. Now I need to make the stripes in the yellow. It's funny hands. There we go. Right. Looking great, thank you. I'm quite shocked, actually. Maybe I'll have a side business making Roblox characters out of fondant because they're... Yeah, I feel like that t-shirt idea was such a good idea. To cut it out the t-shirt and then roll it out bigger. It just, it worked. So we're going to create super thin stripes to go on this t-shirt. It's actually only got 3 stripes on the main t-shirt and then the others are on the sleeve. what is going on here. So these are not coming off. Stop. Right. Not that one. I might only do 2 stripes. And then small ones on the sleeves. Right. Edible glue. And then I'm going to roll these stripes a little thinner. Right. I'm off now, Amy. My phone battery is about to die and I'm ready for bed. We'll catch up on the rest tomorrow. Bye, Catherine. Would you use stencils on a cake for a specific design? I see people using them, but they look so difficult to use. I would, yeah, if it had a specific, one of those specific patterns on it. Supposedly they aren't too difficult. I haven't tried one myself, but they don't look too bad. I think it's something that you'd probably get used to using the more you use it. I'm just going to make the head. They have fairly like square heads, don't they? That doesn't look big enough. His head is a lot bigger than that. Don't know if he needs to be more. I think he needs to be a bit bigger. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the cocktail stick trick to put that in there. And then I'll just say to her that you need to remove the cocktail stick before you eat it. Look at that. It's all coming together. I need to make his hair, which is the bit that I'm most scared about. That hair is terrible, but we're going to see what it looks like when it's actually like on. Actually, I don't know. I think it works. That is surprising. So, I need to put a bit of glue under here. We don't need as much of that. Right, I think we're going to go with that. I think that looks pretty damn good, if I say so myself. So, we need to draw some little eyebrows on him. And a mouth. So, need my teeny brush. Yeah, the characters are more of blocks, so I like cubes, if that makes sense. Oh, okay. I think that it's probably easier to do the characters by freehand after doing this one. Oh my god, this is getting freaky now because it's actually looking like the photo, which is weird. It's weird for me. And then there's a bit of a smudge here. It's not really a shape, it's just a smudge of black, so. Okay, so he's done. Yeah. So, I need to make some fondant stars out of this blue. So, I need my cutter, but I can't find it, so we're gonna just roll this out first, and then I want them quite thick, so let's see if I can find my cutter. I've only got a massive star like this, which is not what I need. I don't know if I can make it without a mould. No, I cannot, definitely not. So just having a look at the cake so I can see what I need to do. I need to make the name and the number, which I can make now, so I'm going to make those now. So we need a red and a white. I'm going to put the blue to one side. That is for the stars. And what I've got to do with this is cut out the name. And the name is Lila. So So I'm just recreating these words on this cake. So that's what I'm currently doing. So I'm just cutting out the red, and then that will sit on the cake and we'll put the white over it. The bricks I'm going to do in the morning because I'll cut them out and stick them on as I go. The sprinkles is fine. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave this to set. And then I'll probably put the white on in the morning because I feel like the white can just be stuck on even if this is hard. As long as this is hard, then it means that when I stick it onto the cake, it's not going to bend. And even if it does slightly, it's not too big of a problem because the white will go over the top. But yeah, I'm just thinking so that I can go to bed, I'm going to leave this. So yeah, I'm going to wrap up all the white that I haven't coloured. And then pack up. So I'll just show you the little man. This is what he looks like. So yeah, there he is. And then he's going to harden overnight. And then this is going to be a 6. And then that says Lila. So that'll be on the front of the cake. Also, even if I don't use this, because I'm not sure whether it will be too big because I can't hold it up to the cake because the cake isn't finely coated. So I'm just going to play it by ear, and if it fits, it fits. And if it doesn't, I can make another one because it only took me about 20 minutes. But I'm like going slow. I could do it quicker probably. So yes, that's what we're going to do. So I need the blue for the stars, but I don't need these. So I'm just going to pack this up. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So I'm going to leave this all out because we don't use this table. We use this table for like dinner, but not for breakfast. So I'm going to leave all this stuff here. I'm going to move the board just because if for some reason it got knocked over or like one of the dogs got to it or something, then I wouldn't want to risk them being able to get to this little man that I've made because he took a little while. So but yeah, there he is laid down. He will be sat up on the side of the cake. But yeah, he's my best attempt. So I did say to her that he'll be slightly simplified because I don't make fondant things. So it's going to be slightly simplified. But I think he's pretty good. There we go. So yes, hopefully she likes him. Plus, I don't even think I charged for him in the end. I think I severely undercharged for the cake because I definitely didn't charge for him. So yeah, but that's my own fault. I thought I was looking at it going, oh, that's going to be really simple. And it was actually a little bit difficult if I say so myself, but we've done it, so that's fine. But yeah, definitely would charge more in the future. And also I've bit my lip, so like I can literally like feel my mouth bleeding, which is really grim, but thought you guys should know that. So yeah, I bit my lip at some point when I was making those things, and now it's really irritating me. So again, that's also why I want to finish, because I want to go brush my teeth so that this doesn't tastes horrible in my mouth. So yeah, I'm glad everyone's been. I don't know what was happening there. I got an incoming call and then it wouldn't let me restart the live. I don't know what it was doing. Okay, yeah, I'm just reading everyone's comments to make sure I haven't missed anything, but I don't think I have. I think it was you were all talking to each other rather than me, which is perfectly fine. So yeah, I am gonna go. I will be on in the morning early. So if you're up early, around like 8, 9, then I'll be on. So yeah, make sure to tune in then. But apart from that, we're gonna go. I need a drink and I also need a snack. So I'm gonna have some late night snacks because I am starving. So yes, I am going to love you and leave you. Thank you for joining and I will see you tomorrow morning. Set your alarms. I should be on time tomorrow because I should be up for a walk at 6:30, so I'll be hopefully raring to go for the live. So yeah, I'll schedule it as well. So if you follow or like subscribe to my channel, then you should get a notification because I will schedule it so that you know the time. So yeah, I'll do that in the morning. But yeah, thank you, Freddie. Everyone I can see, to be fair, there's more likes than people in here, so I think a lot of people did like it earlier. But yeah, thank you for joining and I will see you in my next video. Bye.